2024 CR 7906, State of Texas versus Jonathan Saunders. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Rosengard for the state.
For the
Kimberly
defense?
Bush for the defense.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. Okay, so let me stop everybody. So here's the big $1 million question. The $1 million question is, one, does he have employment? Yes or no? Two, what would his hours be? And three, is the complainant aware of this? Does the complainant have any objections to this? That's what I need to know.
Okay. Where are you working and where are you planning on?
I do have employment as of now. I work for DoorDash and Favor, and I can work from 8 to 8 if that's okay.
All right, so DoorDash is probably going to be a problem unless there's a zone that you all can come up with where he's not allowed to be in a specific zone.
Okay.
Because DoorDash, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Is April Medellin the person who you, who's involved in the complaint about the car? The alleged victim?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, where does she live?
Well, just a second. I don't need to know where she lives. What I need to know is, one, does she have any objection to him having employment while he's on GPS? Two, if you all can decide, and you all can do this off docket, what geographical location, if I allow him to work for DoorDash, what geographical location is he not going to be allowed to go in? That's the information I need.
May I step back so I can
Yes.
find the witness?
Sure. 2024 CR 007906, Jonathan Saunders. And where we left off, your client was still on the witness stand. Do you have any other questions for him?
Have you done any other kind of work in the past?
Yes, I've been warehouse.
Okay. Is it your intention to seek a job doing warehousing again?
Yes.
Okay, and you would like to have hours open so that that would be a possibility?
Yes.
Okay. Now you understand you have a no contact order
Yes.
with April Medellin? Okay. And you're going to abide by that no contact order? All right. That's all I have for this witness.
All right, any other questions? All right. You may step off the witness stand if you move to the right. Call your next witness.
I'd like to call Ms. April Medellin.
All right, Ms. Medellin, if you'll come forward. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you're gonna have to keep your voice up so the court reporter can.
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
April Medellin?
All right, any questions?
Yes. Now, you're the person who called the police in the case that led to this case we're here on today, correct? That is correct. Okay, and that's the theft of a vehicle with a lesser included of an unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's correct. Okay. Now, Jonathan Gray Saunders, the defendant in this case, you know he's currently on full house arrest, correct? With an ankle monitor? All right. How do you feel about that full house arrest being removed to either just GPS tracking or partial house arrest? Okay. Do you have any objections to Mr. Saunders being able to go out and work? Do you have any objections to him doing something like DoorDash and or Favor? Okay.
All right, so the court reporter can't hear. I can't
No.
hear. Okay, thank you.
All right. Is there any kind of work that he could do that would be objectionable to you? No. Okay. Now, can you think of any reason why you would want for him to remain under full house arrest? Not this time. Okay. So you don't feel that him going out and being able to be out in the community represents any kind of threat to you or to your family? Okay. That's all I have.
State?
No questions, Dr.
All right, so are you the complainant in the assault bodily injury case?
Yes.
All right, so when's the last time you had contact with Mr. Saunders?
The night of the incident.
All
Or
right.
the next day, actually, when he got arrested.
All right, so when he got arrested, that's the last time you had contact with him? And did he contact you
Correct.
after he was arrested?
Oh, before he got arrested, I had talked to him that day, but after that, after he got arrested, I haven't heard from him.
All right, do you all have any children together?
No, just my kids, his stepchildren.
All right, so were you all allegedly, did you all live together?
Yes,
All right. And do you know where he's living now or who he's staying with? All right. So if the court were to lift the no contact order, what that would still mean is if he's working, he still can't have contact with you. So if you were to call him and contact him and he answered, or you all decide, we want to get back together, and he comes over to your house, if the police end up going to your house and he's there, whether you want him there or not, he's going to get arrested. Do you understand that?
yes, I do.
All right. Do you have anything you think that I should know regarding Mr. Saunders? All right. Thank you so much for coming down. All right. Thank you.
Good day.
You too.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Ms.
Yes,
Medley.
I'll hear argument. It's your motion.
Your Honor, people need to be able to work in order to fulfill their commitments to themselves, their creditors, and society. People also need to be able to work because it keeps them occupied, and it is a very good way to get your life heading in a better direction. Mr. Saunders has a place that he's paying for by himself. I would like to very much see him continue forward with that positive momentum. I believe you could tell, at least it appeared to me as though the complaining witness has no current fear of him. There was no tension or drama in the courtroom this morning. And I think that he will be able to meet whatever conditions you set up. And Your Honor, I'm just asking that you grant this motion and drop the monitoring to just GPS tracking and keeping the no contact order in place. And if you wouldn't do that, just give us partial house arrest with liberal hours so that he can make a living.
All right, State.
Your Honor, on this one, so, on the case, on the assault case that happened March 5th, 2024, again, when once he was arrested, there was a no contact order on
I'm sorry, March 5th.
March 5th, 2024. There was a no contact order that was put in place as, defense already, questioned one of the witnesses. She called the police on May 2nd, 2024. So it's something that we seriously have concerns about and picking up new cases as well. So we're going to oppose, defense's motion.
Your Honor, I understand the theory of why the state is opposing it. However, my client has testified that he will not violate the terms. My client has not violated these terms since May. Yes, they did happen to end up together in May following the March incident.
What do we mean by they happen to end up together? And I don't want you to get into the facts
I
of your
don't
case.
know too much about the facts, which is why I phrased it in that kind of way, but
All right, so here's the court's concern. State has just informed the court that there was a protective order in March. And I understand that sometimes people have protective orders and then they decide they're going to get back together. And then they live together. And then there's an argument or something happens. The police get called and they see that someone is under a protective order. Do you understand that you are not allowed to have any contact with her? What is there something that you do not understand about that?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I believe that the time he spent in jail was quite enough to explain to him in no uncertain terms that, in fact, the court is serious about this.
All right, State, he has to work.
Understand.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will give you partial GPS for employment only You're not allowed to do any type of work that involves minors. You're not allowed to be a home healthcare provider. And these employment situations where it's DoorDash or some other thing where you're driving, Lyft, Uber, you're not allowed to do those things. You need to find employment where it's a brick and mortar location. Do you understand? All right, so this is what the court is going to do. There's going to be partial GPS for employment only. He's allowed to seek employment Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If for some reason there is, I don't know, an interview that is going to happen at 8 a.m., your attorney will need to let the court know. And then more likely than not, I'll probably approve that. Do you understand? Is there anything you do not understand about the court's instructions? If you have contact with the complainant, I do not care if she calls you and you all think you're getting back together and you go to her home or you decide to go out to dinner together. If the police end up arresting you, that's going to be a violation of your bond conditions and you're going to get arrested. And then we're going to have a hearing on whether or not you should remain in custody. Is there anything you do not understand about the court's instructions? All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
The judge ultimately granted Jonathan Saunders limited relief, but not the freedom he originally requested. He may leave home under partial GPS restrictions for employment purposes and job searches during approved hours. However, the court rejected DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, and similar work because those jobs would allow unrestricted travel. He must find a fixed, brick-and-mortar workplace, avoid jobs involving minors or home health care, and maintain absolutely no contact with the complainant. The ruling balanced his need to earn a living against the court's responsibility to enforce safety and bond conditions. If this courtroom moment shocked you, hit like, share your opinion in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.